That's me! You guys are here!
Podcast is so cool.
Hey. All right, hey everyone, thanks for coming out to the live taping of the Alex Stein Podcast. Hey. Thanks for coming, everybody. Before we start the show, I just want to let you know this is our 113th episode on the Alex Stein Podcast. That's a lot. That's a lot. I want to give Andy Erikson. Can you come up here quick? My beautiful wife, Andy Erikson, everybody.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming.
Oh, I'm so excited.
You're not my official guest, but I wanted to go over this real quick.
Yeah,
before we get into
quick.
our main guest, we have an amazing guest. Crix Lee is here. She's amazing. Get ready for that.
Ooh.
I wanted to go.
Then the next podcast is
the This on That podcast. There's two podcasts, and we have our headlining comedian Robbie Goodwin is here tonight.
Oh, wonderful!
Yes, he's a good. He does a great Trump impression. It's going to be good.
I can't wait.
I think I gave away a punchline. So Andy, I wanted to go over this because you're my wife.
Okay.
We learn life lessons together.
Yep.
And I wanted to go over a list of the top 10 life lessons that I learned from watching the movie You've Got Mail.
You love that movie.
As everybody remembers You've Got Mail? It's my favorite movie.
He watches it all the time.
Way more than The Matrix.
Oh yeah.
It's really cool.
I don't know why you compare those two. There's nothing in common, but it is better.
Because Keanu Reeves is in both. No, he's not. All right, lesson number 1 that I learned from watching You've Got Mail. New York is great.
Oh.
That's all life lesson has to be.
I've never heard of that.
Do you want to read my second one?
Oh, what am I supposed to do then?
You're going to read. You can read back at me.
What was I supposed to do? You sounded surprised.
You can respond back and forth.
Oh, you just okay. I want to read the third one.
Okay.
Oh no, I'll read the second one. The internet is here to stay.
Right? That was a big plot point in that movie. Number 3, Tom Hanks. He's a really good actor. It's a good life lesson.
Big bookstores are here to stay.
Yep. As we all know, none of those have shut down. Always check your mail. That's a good one. Always check your mail.
Meg Ryan is a really good actor. What's this here?
And super cute.
She is cute.
Yeah, I should have read that one.
Yeah.
Don't pretend to be somebody you're not.
That's a life lesson.
That's what Tom did in that movie. It bit him in the end. Right?
Online dating is possible?
AOL is here to stay.
That got a sad sound. Oh,
Who remembers AOL?
who misses it? Don't judge a book by its cover.
And that was the 10th one. That's very good. Thank you, Andy Erikson.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for coming up on our great segment. Get out of here, cutie. All right, well, let's further on the episode of the Alex Stein Podcast 113. I can't believe I've done this so long. We have an amazing guest. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for actor, voiceover actor, amazing person, Crix Lee.
That podcast is so cool.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Nice warm.
Yeah. It's hot up here. I have papers, and I have a bio of you.
Oh, so you looked on my IMDb then? Yeah.
Yeah. You have a great... I actually printed out your IMDb. It's all right here. You have a 3-page IMDb, and a lot of them looks like they're trivia of you.
Yeah, kind of. My then manager kind of went a little berserk, but those roles are really kind of hilarious that I do have, like the Dread Central Monsterland movie that just came out.
What is that about? Can you tell us?
You know those anthology films that are coming out now, like VHS and all that. So Monsterland is kind of that same way, but it takes place in a movie theater. So all the vignettes are seen in a movie theater. We shot it at the Grand Vista?
Okay.
Over in, was it Long Beach? The Warner Grand. It's a really pretty theater where the Verizon guy is talking to the chick at the movie theater. Can you hear that? So
Sounds like a horror movie.
Right, but I played, my role was literally a corpse, and I got an IMDb credit.
Yes!
Yeah.
You got to play a dead person?
Yeah, well, my boss is the founder of Dread Central, so sometimes he's like, can you come out and do stuff? So literally, if you watch the movie, my dog was in it too, but they couldn't edit it in right, so he still got an IMDb credit.
Was the dog...
No, it was they were running from zombies or something, and then Gizmo kind of, I have an 8-pound chihuahua, kind of taking up the rear with no leash. He's got the leash, and he's just like, do. but they shot it with a drone, so they couldn't figure out how to edit it right.
Oh.
But yeah, so if you watch the very tail end of the movie in the movie theater where there's like 4 or 5 people, this is me. From the top down. So yeah, that's my big role.
I played a corpse as well in a World War II movie. I just laid there. They sprayed some like red stuff on me, and I didn't do it. I fell asleep. Guys were snoring.
Yeah, some of the
like the shots took so long. Dead people were snoring.
Could you stop snoring or wait? Or, like quit scratching your face? Could you stop twitching your foot?
It's hard to lay dead sometimes.
It is. The hardest thing in the world really is when you're used to standing still all the time, and then someone comes up to you and goes, "Stand still," and then you're like,
"Yes, officer."
Like, you can't help yourself. When somebody tells you don't do it, you're like, kind of like Simon in
Are you a rebel?
I'm
getting more of a rebel feel from you.
You ever seen Frisky Dingo?
That's a TV show.
The cartoon? Yeah, you know how Simon always scoots the cereal bowls off the counter?
I'm imagining it, yeah.
Yeah, that's me. I scoot, I just, we have no cereal bowls in my house because they're like, don't you do it. And I'm like.
I think of like.
It's like a cat.
Yeah, Garfield and Otis.
Garfield and Odie?
Otis. Damn it. Otis. Who's Otis? All right, well, I'm sorry.
I think you're thinking Milo and Otis.
That's like seriously my second favorite movie.
I love that movie. Dudley Moore. Dudley Moore doing the whole narrative for that thing was amazing.
I heard horrible treatment for dogs and cats, though. Like,
Cats and Dogs, the one with the the guy from Just Jack, who does the voice of the evil cat. Is that that one?
Is in Milo? I'm still talking Milo and Otis.
Oh, Milo and Otis. Okay.
Because they like drowned some cats, I think, in that. Like it was bad. It was a Chinese production.
My memory.
It was sorry. They don't have laws over there about that stuff, or at least at the time.
At the time of this podcast,
things have changed. All right.
Good picture.
Crix Lee, everybody.
So basically, everybody's going to see a lens flare and maybe a few people in there somewhere. Hi, Richard. Richard and I took a class together.
Yeah, so you're in the Nerdist school.
I am. This is my second class.
What's your improv or?
Yeah, I started with. It was kind of a condensed. What was it? 4 weeks. 4 weeks. A 4 week. I'm talking to Richard Aron, by the way. A 4 week acting class. It was like 2 hours a week with Ptolemy. And then I joined on for Improv 1 with Rebecca.
Nice.
Who I knew a long time ago. Like Rebecca and I, we knew each other, and it's kind of neat having her as a teacher now because improv is fucking hard, you guys. It's like I went to college. I took acting classes. I have a degree, but like still, improv is the thing that, when you're as big as me, it's kind of hard to hide. But man, when someone's like, improv, I can make myself as small as Kate Moss and just hide behind every single person because I used to dread improv. But now that I come here, it's still hard, but it's not, it's not like, holy shit, I'm going to suck and nobody's going to want to work with me and this is going to blow. It's going to be self-improv.
My big thing with improv is I always worry that I'm going to let people down as far as like my other members of my group. Do you have that fear
it's
too?
It's the yes and thing. It's like yes and like.
But and be funny too.
And be funny. We had a subject called yesterday. It was Leviticus, and then I had to. My partner was like. And I was like, that's the section of the Bible where they're like, man should not lay with man, blah, blah, blah. And so I had a T-shirt on that said Mother of Chihuahuas. And it had kind of the Targaryen thing, but it was all Chihuahuas. Because I am that Chihuahua lady. And I just said, did you know in the Bible it does not say that man cannot lay with man unless he's with a Chihuahua?
That was great.
Sometimes you just have to be okay with being stupid. Kind of.
Absolutely.
Like you have to.
Absolutely. Who's okay with being stupid on this stage?
It's like sketch comedy for me is great because it's like the lines are there. They're given to you. But with improv, it's like you get. What was the other one we got that we were just like, are you kidding me, bro? It was something from a word a day calendar type of thing. And I was like, what? So we were like, okay, we'll try it. And I was just like, whatever, somebody edit. And if you don't know what edit is, that's when somebody else from your crew just comes running in front of the scene.
They cut the scene, yeah.
Which I learned yesterday.
Are you learning?
Nerdist school.
Are you learning to not think? Are you learning to just let go and let the scene take place?
You know, my problem is never, and some of you that, none of you here know me. Oh, no, Richard knows me. Some of you that, it's not so much the thinking, it's listening.
Yeah.
To the other person, because in improv too, like I was a radio DJ for a long time.
Oh,
so
nice.
Like in college, it's during the emo time, and so in radio, 5 seconds just feels like an eternity. So I think I get that paranoid sense in improv too. Like if somebody's not talking, that it has to be filled.
Yeah.
And then that's when I miss stuff. Like yesterday, again, we did a Top Gun. It was just Goose. Goose was the subject. So
Is everybody Goose?
no, it was me and this other guy. And so he was like, I love Top Gun. And so it was we were supposed to be in a restaurant. So we were at a Top Gun themed restaurant. And it turns out he'd never seen the movie, but I didn't hear that
You
before.
got to get the references, too.
Yeah, I didn't hear it before. And then Rebecca's like, Cricket, you got to stop and listen. What did he say? And I was like, yeah, volleyball. And he goes, I go, what? You said you've never seen the movie? And then it kind of tweaks it more, because I'm like, I can't believe you've never seen Top. How do you know all these references? He's like, well, I saw a trailer once. And then our pretend servers would come in and be like, these tater tots were approved for that. And these are not the full meal. This is just a little preview. And I'm like, yeah, enjoy your trailer tots. So, you know, once you listen, it's a lot of give and take. And it's still something I'm learning, because Asian people like to talk a lot.
I have no comment on that.
Yeah. I mean, you could tell. I'm like taking over your freaking podcast.
No, you're
dude.
great. You're great. We only have a couple of minutes left. I'm sorry, but I want to get to something real quick. I like your Facebook, and I printed out a meme that you shared on Facebook.
Yes,
And,
if you
it's somebody
join me,
else's tweet.
Yeah, if you join me on Facebook or Twitter, like I'm very vocal about certain things, and the subject of the week is Colin Kaepernick for me.
And you retweeted or reshared. Colin Kaepernick says America is not great. People tell him to leave. Donald Trump says America is not great. May become president. That is white privilege in a nutshell, folks.
That is. It really is.
I love that. I shared that. I saw that, and then I shared it.
There was some guy on CNN, a black guy, mind you, on CNN, was like ripping Colin Kaepernick a new asshole, pardon my language.
That's cool.
And didn't even realize that Colin Kaepernick is mixed.
Yeah.
And so I said, hey, you know, maybe you should think about that stuff. And I was like, signed a mixed race girl in parentheses in case you can't tell. Like, I'm always getting on people's, like Donald Trump, anytime he says something on Twitter, I just immediately say, shut up, Meg, or sit down, Waldo. Like, you know, anything. So if you follow me on Twitter, at Crix Lee, you'll see a lot of stuff that says, shut up, Meg, or sit down, Waldo, or cool story, Grandpa. You know? Because when you work in video games, you learn how to talk trash, like, really fast.
Yeah. And you did a video game documentary. You were interviewed. How much time do we have? Like
Negative minute.
Right. Well, Crix Lee, everybody. She's amazing. Follow her.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being my guest on the Alex Stein Podcast. This was so much fun. All right, everybody. Thanks for listening to the Alex Stein Podcast live at the Nerdist School stage. Follow me on Twitter at @thisAlexStein, thealexsteinpodcast.com. We're part of the Phibbs Brothers Network. All right, I got all that out. Observe everything. Thank you guys so much for listening to the Alex Stein Podcast. All right, now, for the second part of Podcast Punchout, we have another live podcast taping.